Exactly. Something like
All
that.
right, so the ads hitting the airwaves today, putting a bullseye on Democrats up for re-election who voted for health care legislation. Here is what they will look like. Roll this.
Your congressman voted for Obamacare, government-run health care. It's a bad plan. Government bureaucrats will benefit. Seniors will get hurt. Costs will go up. Care will go down.
And Revere America is the group behind the $1 million ad campaign. And the former New York Governor George Pataki is the chairman of that group. He's with me now in studio. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
You're targeting whom here?
Well, this one will be run first against John Hall in the 19th Congressional District in the Hudson Valley of New York State.
Why him?
He voted not just for Obamacare, but he's voted consistently down the line with whatever the agenda Pelosi and Reid have imposed on the people of America. And it's a district that overwhelmingly rejects big government and Obamacare.
So that's one. I think there's a dozen in total from what I read.
We're looking to do about a dozen districts around the country.
Well,
yes.
I think what a lot of people may not understand from the campaign and from what you're saying here today, you don't think everything about Obamacare is bad.
Well, the law is terrible, which is why it should be repealed. But some of the regulatory provisions to prevent insurance company abuses are good and should be in a new law.
Which would you change?
Oh, I'd change. First of all, I'd lower the cost. And one of the things this bill doesn't do is it increases health care costs. They don't do junk lawsuit protection. A new study came out saying that should save about $45 billion a year in health care costs, and it's not in this bill. I would not fine employers. I would not tax employers. It's a terrible law that needs to be repealed.
Realistically speaking, I don't know what's going to happen in November. None of us know. That's why we wait and we watch.
That's right.
Do they have the votes to repeal?
Not today.
Because President Obama is still in the White House.
I think we're going to
He's got a veto pen in his hand.
A lot of Democrats, first of all, virtually every Democrat's running away from Obamacare. They want the American people to forget that they rammed it through, which is why we're running these ads. But I think we're going to have bipartisan support for repeal. Bill, there's one provision requiring every single business to have 1099s, these tax forms that are very complicated, for anyone who they buy $600 or more goods from. Democrats overwhelmingly are saying we've got to repeal that provision. We didn't know it was in there. There's a lot that they know needs to be repealed.
You think ultimately some things could be changed, but it's all not going to be overturned?
Oh, I think it can be. I think the bill can be repealed because if the American people speak out this fall, as we hope they will, then even the Democrats there are going to say, this is a bad law. We will join and create a bipartisan effort to replace Obamacare with a good law. Okay,
the ad starts tomorrow. In the meantime, we get a lot of questions still about this. We covered this thing every day for a year. Because you asked, BYA, we got this question. Roll this here now. Mikey B wants to know, what's the difference between being required to carry auto insurance and the requirement to carry health insurance? That's the mandate in the law that says you've got to buy health insurance.
Or you're going to be fined.
What is the difference? The
difference is if you want to drive a car on a public street in any state in this country, you are asking the government the right to do something. You don't have a right to go on a public highway. And when you do go on a public road, you can pose a risk to someone else out there. So clearly the government has the right to say that you should know how to drive and you should have insurance if you do. But the health care bill says if you don't want to do anything, if you just want to sit home and not participate, we're going to fine you because we're going to make you participate in this program.
So it is mandatory participation. It's not voluntary, as is the case when you choose to drive a car.
When you choose to drive.
And that is the crux of the argument that they're carrying out in the state of Florida, where all these 20 states came together and said that mandate is not constitutional.
Yeah, there's, I think, 21 attorney generals suing, saying that is unconstitutional. I think there are other provisions in the law that are unconstitutional as well. But we shouldn't just rely on the court challenge. We have got to elect people who are going to work with us to repeal it, and that's what Revere is looking to do.
Okay, Governor, thanks for coming in. You're heading up the organization, and we'll see what kind of success you have, and we will watch very closely which districts you choose to run this ad. They will be battlegrounds.
They will be battlegrounds.
Governor, thank you. I got a question you want answered. Hemmer@foxnews.com is the email. Only a click away. Also on Twitter, @BillHemmer. You can file your questions right now. One line, that's all we need. Governor, thanks again. Okay?
Thank you, Bill.
All right.